Patrick, guess what came in the mail today?
Oh, what?
This.
Stick it in!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the M&K Productions podcast, aka our annual watch along, because we need to do this for this film. We've talked about it, and I think tonight is the night.
I think you wanted to do this more than me. I
begged and pleaded. I said we could do any topic you want after this. We just need to do this because Chris, well, where are my manners? I'm joined here as usual.
We have a schedule, y'all. We're gonna get into this tonight.
This is my co-host, Miss Mingo, aka Kristen. Say hi to folks at home, Kristen.
Hello, I'm ready for some torture tonight.
Yeah, and we're joined here by a special guest, our good friend, who is a little three shades of the wind with me right now, Rod from the Infinity Film Podcast. What's going on, man?
Hi. No, hey, what's going on, everybody?
I know what.
This thing on. Hey, what's Kirsten, Mac, my good friends? Good to see. I can't see you guys, but it's good to hear your voices at least, and we get to talk about. I don't know why this. We could have watched Godzilla -1. You know, that was also on Netflix. Mac. We could have been watching Godzilla -1 right now.
Well, listen, that was the backup plan, but guys,
that was the
backup
haven't even
plan. Watched it yet?
What the hell?
What?
Are you
Oh
doing?
Man. Listen, I didn't think that far ahead, but when Kristen mentioned Tortured, it's funny because last time Rod was on here, we talked about the film of our time, the one that came out this year, which was a hot, steaming pile of goat shit. And that was Sony's Madam Web, starring Dakota Johnson, and it just blew up all the box offices, and it was so successful that it's the first movie in history where it had zero filled seats. It was all empty seats. It's amazing. And they added it on Netflix within the last month, and I said we're gonna watch it. So
I think
join
it was
us tonight.
April, so we're a little behind.
Yeah.
Or May. I don't remember.
It took a full. I think it was April. No, it was last month. Or
Back
it was
in June.
In June. Yo, so it was 2 months ago. Oh my god. So it went from theaters in February to Netflix by April. Wow, that is sad. At least Morbius took a year to get on Netflix.
Well, Morbius had the release.
Here's the thing. Speaking of Sydney Sweeney, her movie took at least 6 months when Anybody But You, because that was also released by Sony. So, I mean, that had a longer run in theater than Madam Web did.
I think at this point that freaking any film, even like Mad Max Furiosa, not being good, wow. The only time I'm comparing these two movies, that Furiosa lasted longer in theaters and it made just as much money as Madam Web. Let that sink
May
in
14th. Sorry to cut you off. It was a little, yeah, you're right.
So it was a month ago. So
it was May 14th.
Yeah, we are about a month late, and we're gonna watch it tonight. And last time we were all together, we talked about how much this movie was interesting, and we're gonna watch it. Any thoughts before we get started into this? I didn't realize this movie was I have not watched it since February, and I was like, I made my goal to I would force myself to watch it if I had to, and I didn't realize that this movie was almost 2 hours.
Yes, I was told, Mac, you were going to Zelle me $200 for appearing today, so I'm still waiting on my Zelle.
No,
I'll give you $200.
That's not even in our production budget. We don't even have a production budget. We don't have money for that, Mac. What are you going to say?
Listen, our production budget is $17. That's for the Zoom membership. So you get a you get a choice. You either get a $20 Starbucks gift card or a $10 Regal gift card. You choose one.
I don't go to Regal. So you go ahead and give me that $20 over that Starbucks gift card. I'll take the $20. I'll take the $20 Starbucks gift card. I'll give it to my sister or something. I don't know. Shit.
All right, bet. Yeah.
Okay, let's go into the web verse of Madam Web, please.
Yeah, are we ready to get webbed tonight?
What the hell? You know what? We're drinking. I don't even care anymore. Let's go. We're getting this party started.
I'm not doing that tonight. I have to take a break tonight.
So For all the viewers at home, we're going to be watching it on Netflix. You can start at 00. We're going to be just commentating, getting some fun facts and our thoughts about some of the scenes. I'm hoping my TV isn't too loud for this, but if we're all at 00, we're going to hit play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and play.
In a world. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
No. All right, just a reminder to you all, Madam Web is directed by S.J. Clarkson, and it stars the wonderful cast of Dakota Johnson, Sydney Sweeney, Isabella Merced, Celeste O'Connor, Mike Epps, Emma Roberts, Adam Scott, Zosie Mamet, Catherine Ann Hart. Am I forgetting something? I think I forgot the villain's name.
It doesn't matter. We'll just call him Bad ADR. We'll just call him Bad ADR.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what his name is. Bad
I think
ADR.
this Marvel Comics graphic tricked millions of people and thinking this is the MCU movie.
Yeah, that's what happened when Dakota Johnson, apparently, she thought she was going to be the MCU.
Did Sydney Sweeney think that too?
Listen, she got anyone.
I don't think nobody knew what they were signing up for.
No, they didn't. They didn't. I'm pretty sure at least those two were lied to.
You think
everybody was lied to?
No, Adam Scott knew what was signing up for. Adam Scott just wanted the paycheck. Shit, he knew.
Everyone thought when they were signing up, they thought we're gonna get the massive paycheck from Marvel, and it's not even Marvel; it's Sony.
I think they got that $10 gift card from
Regal. Oh, yeah. I think the pitch was, hey, it's Marvel and it's Spider-Man. And they just said that's it. They gave the script like, wait, where's Tom Holland? You see, she's not in the budget.
It's Sony Marvel.
Yeah.
It's Sony so here we Marvel, are. So it's not even that.
Here we are with the intro scene with Mama Webb. She's in the Peruvian jungle in 1973 with the Peruvian with the bad ADR villain, like Rod mentioned, because if we can get that actor's name, because I can know his name or his character.
Tahir Rahim, right? Isn't his name?
I just said that. Tahir Rahim.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have one earbud. I don't have my headphones on. I have one earbud because I'm listening to the movie too. So I'm like, some of it's going one in and one out. It's just kind of trying to. But no, this was the infamous scene in the trailer. She's like, my mom was killed in the jungle.
It was actually the Amazon, Mac. Show some respect.
Oh, the Amazon. I'm sorry. See, I'm messing up the lore of the movie. I'm sorry.
You want to hear something funny? What's just got a Dakota Johnson ad as I'm looking at IMDb, and it just says Dakota Johnson, Sean Penn, Daddy-O.
She's following you.
And then it's my it's the page to Madam Web. My computer's haunting me. They know they're tracking all my cookies.
That was me, Kirsten. That was me.
Oh, you're hacking into my computer to throw me with Dakota Johnson ads?
No, that was
Rod's hacked the mainframe.
No.
Gosh.
Now, Rod, you are the Dakota Johnson fan. I have to ask you.
Yes, ma'am.
How did your fandom start with Dakota Johnson? Like,
what?
It
all started when I was born on February 13th, 1996. I was just a young lad.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
If in all seriousness, I would say, God, this movie's awful. Kirsten, it probably really started with Bad Times in 2018. Like, I always appreciate her as an actress, but I didn't fall in love with her as an actress until I saw Bad Times, and I was like, she's holding her own against some heavyweights here with Jeff Bridges and John Hamm, and Chris Hemsworth, who was phenomenal in that movie. So I think that's kind of where it started. Kirsten was oh shit,
that is a fake ass spider. I just realized that.
Yeah, that spider is fake as hell.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure it's the same spider too from the first Spider-Man movie. That's what it looks like.
Oh no.
That's what it looks like. I mean, look at it carefully, Matt.
When you're watching this, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Rod, real quick, but
no, it's okay. It's okay.
When you watch this on a TV at home, and you're not in an IMAX theater or anything, you really start to see the flaws in a movie more. Because I did not notice that spider looked so fake until just now. I did not see that in theaters. I was too busy laughing.
I did see this in IMAX theater, Mac, on in Curacao on opening night.
I
Probably
saw this
about
on opening night too. I remember that you saying
We
you
all
saw this
saw this
opening night.
opening
All
night.
saw this on opening night.
that's
We
right. We
all
It's
all
the
did.
perfect Valentine's Day movie to go see with your
Or-
significant other.
I was gonna say, you said, Ron, I was on my way back from the movie and I was texting Kristen. I was like, yo, you're gonna love Madam Web. This is like some good stuff. She sent me a voice note and like it's just so much excitement of like, I do not want to see this at all.
We
And
paid
here we go.
the premium price for this movie. We paid the $15, and it's
Oh my
probably
goodness.
the
Oh,
worst.
This
I
movie is so.
forgot about it.
I'm gonna turn
I
on.
I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
turn
the
on God's room on
now
this
I'm
movie.
watching it again, it just feels
Worse.
yeah.
You know what's funny is like these Sony movies are like, okay, we can't have any Spider-Man, like we can't have Peter Parker or anything. So we're just gonna have every note to Spider-Man, like we're subliminal, like we're watching Spider-Man, guys. It's okay. Like, so do y'all have any like I do you guys know any back before you watched this and before they when they announced it, did you have any knowledge of the Madam Web character?
Only from the animated TV show.
Yeah, yeah, I was to
That
say animated
is
TV show.
that's about it.
No,
I mean,
not really. I didn't know really anything. I was just like, all right, it's like a female Spider-Man thing, and that's all I know. I didn't
yeah,
have any knowledge of the series or anything like that. Like, if it wasn't like true Spider-Man, then I didn't really like know it. Like, it wasn't featured like in like, the Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield or anything that I watched or read that I was like anything Spider-Man related, then I didn't see it, you know?
But she's like Madam Web is like the most important character in the Spider-Man universe because she holds everything together. And that's like I thought it was interesting. Oh, hey, Blockbuster. I thought it was just very interesting. Like, we're gonna make a movie about this. And like in an ideal world, it could have worked because if you introduced her like in Spider-Verse, that would make sense because
a
it's
lot
the
of sense.
multiverse. Yeah.
Hmm.
But then do it like this whole like because the thing with Madam Web, she's not a hero nor a villain, she's more neutral. She just holds everything together. Like yeah, it's to say like that. And I don't know, it just didn't work for this type of
I
movie.
even think let's just say they didn't do this movie at all, which I really wish they didn't now.
Hmm.
Um, you introduce her even in like a No Way Home, it would have even made more sense in No Way Home, right? To
Yeah,
introduce a Madam Web character. I would have been
Mhm.
fine with that, you know. I just think Sony's trying so hard to create this whatever universe of with Venom and
Venomverse.
Craven
You
and this Venom verse, yeah, where the even the flips off a freaking this movie irritates the hell out of me. Um, just this movie is so irritating, but I I never really liked the idea of this Sony or the Spunk, so they call it. Um, I did like the first Venom a lot. Actually, I will hold. I don't hold back on that. I did have a good time with it, even with all its flaws.
Mhm,
I thought Venom 2 was a misfire. I thought Woody Harrelson was pretty good casting Mac and Kirsten as Carnage,
mhm.
but I think it was a little too silly, and they waited way too long for Carnage, and they waited way too long to do the actual Venom and Carnage fight. They waited way too long, and the movie's only an hour
I
and a half.
see. I'm the opposite. I think the first Venom is awful, and Venom 2 I can pass, on, like I'm like, all right, it's not great, but is it stupid? Yeah,
They're both stupid movies.
yeah, they're
Um,
both stupid to begin with.
Listen,
you know what the thing is, Mac, I want to ask you. I have a really good question for both of you.
okay.
The best thing about all four of these, or hold on, Venom, yeah, both Venom movies, Morbius, and now Madam Web. The best thing about all four of these movies is the post-credit scene in Let There Be Carnage.
Uh,
Yeah, it's true. That's the best thing, but then it didn't
listen,
live up to anything.
Exactly.
I'm not I'm not gonna say the best thing out of all four of these movies. I still think it's Tom Hardy as Venom because I think he is just having fun with it. He's giving it his all. And I'm like, okay, at least with these Venom movies, like I know that he probably cares a bit, which is weird because like with these other
He
movies, I
truly
just
cares
don't.
about the Venom character because this is like Tom Hardy is the character actor, where he really gets into those roles, like where he
Mhm.
transforms and stuff. So that's what makes I think I almost said Venom fun. Excuse
Knock
me.
knock, let the devil in.
Um,
Venom, Venom.
I'll have to ask you something else, but yeah, I think that's what makes it enjoyable. So I'm going to agree with you with that, Mac. But I also think that we also get interesting music tastes from Eminem with all his
Listen,
contributions to the
that
because he
song
also
is
did one for the first one and the second one, and now he has to do it for the third one,
that
even if it
first
doesn't come out great.
that first song. I generally like. I know it's like memed on, but I actually kind of like. I was like this like knock knock, let the devil in. It's like
It's funny.
it's a fun like because that came out the same year he had his feud with like
Is it
MGK.
MGK? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, like Kill Shot's a banger. Then like a month later, I'm like, oh, okay.
I
I
remember when
guess.
he performed it on Jimmy Kimmel, and I'm like, what is this?
I just like the fact that the dog gets infected with the symbiote.
And with the new one,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
will
the
say
new
the
no, and
trailer, yeah.
cinematography of this movie, guys, is actually pretty good. I will say that too, for the most part.
oh yeah, no,
Shooting
actually,
on location.
I was gonna say, like, what are like, we're gonna crap on this movie all night. Like, what are actually some elements in this movie that y'all would say are at least a positive?
Like I said, I think the cinematography. Um, I think when Mac, you and I were talking about it a little bit before, but like I think Dakota Johnson is trying here. I do
Mm.
think eventually, well, you can definitely tell the scenes where she's had enough. She's
She
like,
gave up.
yes, this movie sucks. The script is terrible, but I think with somewhere within this first act, I actually do kind of like exploring Cassie's personal life. I just don't think it's executed all that well, but
Nothing in this film is executed
and I
well,
think
I think, with the characters and everything. I feel like everybody is like very one-dimensional in this
mm,
film. I will say the only good thing that I like in this film is Dakota Johnson's red leather jacket. I like that jacket.
that's a nice jacket.
That's her Madam Web
Everything else.
drip.
Madam Web trip.
Drip.
Can you name the episode that?
Madam Web trip. That. Also, I gotta admit, I think her character is kind of an asshole a bit.
Oh no, her
She
character.
is.
She is.
Because like
And do
we
you know what?
missed it.
It's weird in the end.
Mhm.
She abducts these kids and takes them on this crazy journey that I don't know how in the heck everybody believes. Like, I don't know how they think she's crazy. Because
Well,
if you saw her, like with these kids, you would be like, children, are you okay? Like, do you need help? Like,
what's
like
funny with
I
her
don't
being
understand. And then like eventually they trust her, like after like this later on incident, like that comes up later.
well, she teaches
And
them
somehow they
CPR,
all
so it's okay.
yeah, oh yeah. You connect with somebody after teaching CPR. That's like
Yeah.
going on YouTube and finding how to do CPR, to me.
Person, I
Well,
don't want to be inappropriate here or anything, but I gotta say, when that
okay.
CPR scene, I was like, this scene is not going the way they wanted it to. This is
It was weird. It
it
felt
was.
random.
It
I'm like,
was.
where did this come?
It
Because
was so random. Do you
it
know
was
what?
like, who?
I gotta
Oh,
tell
go
you,
ahead.
I gotta say something. So a couple of years ago, there was like this local news story. And this is like had to be like, you remember when Ant Farm was a series
Do
on
Remember
Disney
Ant?
do
Channel?
do
Yeah.
do.
So
I
some
love that show.
kid saves another kid from watching Ant Farm because they were doing like a CPR thing and they watched it. Imagine if some kid watched Madam Web and they saved another kid's life from watching the CPR scene in Madam Web.
If I was Sony, I'd call that kid and be like, "Do you want like a free tour? Like, we'll give you Sydney Sweeney's number. Just please tell us you like the movie. For Christ's sakes, help us.
No,
We
I
need to move
watched
this."
it because I learned CPR.
Also, can we? So the scene we're watching right now, they're saying a guy from a car, and this was in the trailer that Cassie's gonna die and she's gonna be resuscitated. And also, can we talk about I feel so bad for Adam Scott. Like he's a good actor, and I'm so
He's great.
sad that he's in. I'm so sad that he's in this damn movie, and it's like his character is like he's Ben Parker. It's revealed that he's Uncle Ben, and it's like, wait, what? Because oh yeah, by the way, this movie takes place in 2003 out of all years. Like, yeah, I guess it was to not make it like because the opening takes place in 1973, and when she's, I guess she's like her this time when she's 30. But the thing with Madame Web is that Madame Web doesn't really, her age is never set in the comics or the TV show, and like but she's an older lady, and you're like, okay, cool, whatever. But then you're just like, it just doesn't make sense. It reminds me of when the Texas Chainsaw 3D came out, and they casted Alexandra Daddario as the daughter, even though they took place. It was a sequel from the 1974 film, and it was like 2013, and she had been 40, but she was like, it was weird. Also, Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Pepsi is a major player in the third act, by the way.
I think we found their
Pepsi
funding.
is a character in this film.
Yeah, Pepsi's like, can we buy a role in this movie? But what do you think about
the
chemistry?
Best characters, Pepsi.
What do you think about
forget
the chemistry?
Adam Scott? Forget Mike Epps. It's Pepsi.
You know what's funny? Mike Epps actually does not do a bad job to me in this movie for the little screen time.
With what he's given, I agree. Yeah,
he's funny. I like him. I think he's funny. Who wrote this movie, by the way? Was it S.Y. whatever his name, Jackson?
I think I met the guys at the liquor store today who wrote this movie, and
they're recycling bottles.
Let's see who wrote the film. There are 3 writers.
That makes sense.
Well, one of them
for this film. Oh wait, hold on. There's a list.
I'm pretty sure
there is a list.
Oh,
4 are attached to the screenplay. 3 are based on the story, and then the rest is like created, like Stanley and stuff. But Matt Shazama wrote the screenplay along with Burke,
Morbius,
Sharpless, Claire Parker, S.J. Clarkson, the director. And then the story was by Kareem Sagna, Matt Shazama, and then again Burke Sharpless.
They wrote Morbius. I just now remember that because Sony was like, I think the story.
We gotta hire them again.
Yeah, I think the story was like Sony said that they liked the script for Morbius, so they're like, "Hey, you want to do Madame Web?" And they're like, "Free job, all right."
I mean, if it gets them hired and gets them paid, they gotta pay the bills.
Here we are introduced to the villain of the movie, aka
one of the maybe the worst introduction for a villain I have ever seen. I
call him Spanish
Spider-Man. We were introduced to him. Now we're really introduced to him now.
God.
I guess the one thing that people like, because the actor, I've heard it, he's a really good actor, and I feel bad because I'm not familiar with his work, but I do feel like if I go and watch some of the stuff, I'm impressed. But this movie was not it, because one of the worst things about his character is that, like Rod mentioned, this is literally ADR his character, because my God, some of his lines do not sound natural, and just the way he talks, it's like, were you guys not confident in what you got from the take? You're just like, can you do this again, just over, something, please?
And listen, I don't think this is one of the. I've seen all the comic movies. This is not the worst comic movie I've ever seen in my entire life, but there are scenes in here that are some of the worst I've ever seen in a comic movie, like this introduction scene right here. Just truly awful. I actually think
this is the worst scene. I think one of the worst scenes in the film.
It might be the worst scene, Kirsten. It's truly terrible. I still think Mac and Kirsten, the worst comic movie I've probably ever seen is either Catwoman or Green Lantern. It's one of those two.
Ooh, we need to have a tier list for like just the worst.
Mac, I will do that with you if you'll have. Yeah,
that should be like an event for that. Like everybody comes with their own tier list.
Oh my goodness, are we seeing the characters in their costumes? I wonder if we'll ever see the scene again.
Nope.
That was I swear in the trailer we saw them more in their costume than we did in the movie.
We saw more promotional images than
we're really did. And we're never gonna see these characters again. That's funny.
Everyone, everyone
See
saw more of this in promotional material.
Mhm.
People saw this in their dreams than in the film, more than in the film.
and then the ending was like, "Hey, the future's yet to come." I'm like, "Yeah, for y'all ain't getting a damn sequel." It just
This
and
shit is just so weird. Oh god.
Sony's not done because we got Craven the Hunter in December. Can't wait for that shit. Do y'all actually have faith in Craven the Hunter, or do you think it may be? Do you think it'll be better than Madam Web, or does that have a possibility to be worse?
Matt, can I be honest with you?
What's up?
I don't care anymore. Just don't. The only thing I have faith in with when it comes to Sony Marvel movies is their animated stuff. I don't care. If Craven turns
Listen,
ends up being good, okay, great. But I doubt it.
listen, I blame everything on Venom making money. If Venom was not successful, we would never had Morbius. We
Yep.
wouldn't have Madam Web, and they would have probably focused on just the animated stuff because the big thing with going back to the Venom verse is just there's no cohesive story because the problem with all these like Spider-Man related villain stuff movies they're doing is just they're trying to connect to something they don't have the rights to, but they'll drop infinite hints of like, oh yeah, this because we don't know what the timeline is. Like we know, like in Morbius, it takes place after Venom 1, and that's it. But everything else is so disjointed. Like,
Does the timeline even matter in the Sony universe? I mean,
no,
it's
not
so
really.
messy. Like it's like the X-Men timeline. They effed up that timeline so much. Oh my Lord. What is this? Good God.
It's like you're an FBI agent or Homeland, whatever. You're an agent lady.
I think I'm gonna put Family Guy on my phone just to kind of balance the stuff out, man. Did we lose Kirsten already?
I Are you still here, Kristen? Uh-oh, I think hold up. I
Oh,
think she sent a chat. Okay, she's she'll be right back.
okay.
I didn't even notice the chat. I'm just so enthralled with this movie right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm so
And
invested.
so was the theater full when you saw it? Because I think
Fuck no.
I showed you a picture of my theater. There's no one in there. I
My
think I
theater
did.
was it might have been about 30 people max in that theater.
30?
This was an IMAX theater. So
Oh,
it's a
okay,
big
okay.
theater. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
That's still a lot.
what was opening night, right? So you're gonna get your Marvel diehards in for opening night.
Until they realize it's not Marvel and walk the fuck out.
Exactly, and just walk the hell out of there.
Do you think that's the reason some of these Sony movies are successful is because people who aren't so here's the thing with the whole Sony and the DMCU. Unless you're nerds like us, you won't know the difference of this not being an MCU movie and this is just Sony, and then you'll know an MCU movie. So a lot of the normies are like, "Oh, this is an MCU movie." It's like, no, no. Do you think that's why some of them make money because the people who just watch any comic book movie?
Well, I mean, yes and no. I think look at Venom. Though. Everyone knows Venom, right?
Yeah.
Even the no the not excuse me the not diehards. Alcohol's kicking in now. Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
it's like that first Venom movie, Mac. Let us not forget, made almost $900 million in the box office worldwide.
Jesus,
Like my Venom screening was sold out.
damn.
Yeah, I still remember that IMAX screening. It was full of just Venom nerds and Spider-Man nerds like myself. Morbius,
Mhm.
yeah. I think I think because we had seen that trailer for like 2 years straight,
2 years.
people were just like, we have to see this movie at this point. And then I think Madam Web got the Transformers the last night treatment where, okay, we've learned our lesson now. We know what to
Oh,
expect.
oh, damn. Pulling out the last night comparison. Fuck.
I think the
I
last
mean,
night's
it's true.
thank you, Kirsten. Welcome back.
Yeah, sorry, I had to run
No,
away
it's
for a
okay.
second.
Poor Emma Roberts. Remember, she got
So
cast and everyone was like, "Oh, this will be a good movie because Emma Roberts is in it." I do like Emma Roberts, by the way. I'm just
I
saying,
literally was
these poor people.
avoiding like all the like, who the characters were gonna be. Like I only
Mhm.
knew like Dakota was gonna be like Madam Web. Like I avoid looking at like who Adam Scott was gonna be and who Emma Roberts was gonna be. Like I avoid as much as I could to go in surprised. But like knowing how little Emma Roberts is in this film, it's kind of surprising to me
They
because
filmed
she's
all
such
her
like
scenes
a
in a day.
I feel like now it's like, maybe there's more, and they just had to
Oh,
cut whatever.
you want that Madam Web director's cut?
Imagine like I'm sure that's how Shailene Woodley felt when she was casted for
Oh,
Amazing Spider-Man 2 when her character was cut.
the web cut. The web cut.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What
Oh,
if there was? Oh, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say this scene. This scene is where
Oh,
like everybody's all dressed up and we're at the baby shower for Emma Roberts and she tries to play like the outsider. She's like, I'm not like other girls,
well, I
you
mean,
know?
you bring someone to a baby shower who was an orphan, and it's just like, yeah, you could die during childbirth. I'm like, what is wrong with you? You are such an asshole. Good God. Also,
I mean, like social
another,
cues, what to say,
another,
not what to say.
another funny thing with the scene is that like anyone gets the baby's name, and obviously they can't. We know it's Peter Parker because that's Aunt May, but we can't say it because they don't own the rights. So it's like, guess, guess, guess.
Yes. Oh, and here's the scene over and over again.
How much money do you think they
She's
saved with
having
that?
vision. Probably a lot.
$5. $1 every
Maybe.
time they see, because like
Okay.
there, there's multiple scenes where she has the visions, and it's just the same scene probably like 2, 3 times.
All right. Wait. I want to read something because I came across this on the trivia thing. Dakota Johnson's first Marvel film thought she admitted in an interview that she had never seen a Marvel film except for a quarter of one of them. She doesn't even admit one. And then, when asked to name the past three Spider-Man films, she was unable to name any of
I
them
remember that.
correctly,
I saw that video. I was like, she was just set up
listing
to
them as
fail.
the following: Spider-Man, Here He Comes,
Oh yeah, I remember this. Yep.
I remember that.
Spider-Man, and He's Back, and The Goblet of Spider-Man.
You see, she does Dakota Johnson just need to do superhero movies at this point? Because it just she doesn't seem like she do it. Like she's more of like
No,
a
listen,
a,
Mac.
a, a theater actor. I don't want to see like more of like I don't see her doing a superhero movie.
Listen, Mac and Kirsten. Here's how I've always felt about Dakota. This is why I love her as an actress because when it comes to the small indie stuff, she excels in because
Yeah,
she can get away with that kind of that dry humor, that awkwardness. When it comes to like these big blockbusters, I just don't think we've seen it with 50 Shades. Now we've seen it with Madam Web. She's just not comfortable in these type of big budget blockbusters. But when she's in her,
I don't think I love her as much as an actress because I'm looking back at like stuff she's done. Like I still, Daddy-O is just coming out. I liked her in Cha Cha Real Smooth. I think she's fantastic in Our Friend,
oh, she's so good in our friend.
and
I
So
loved
I
her
think
in
that's
High
like my
Note.
favorite role she's done.
yep.
And then she's like, How to Be Single. I like How to Be Single. I guess is just fine, but she's not like the amazing part of it, but you know, she's fine in Black Mass, you know.
Well, that was a
You
smaller
know,
part. I'm
like
not even
there's
counting
stuff.
Black Mask because that was more of a smaller part for her, right? You know, the main star of that movie
And
was
then, like,
always
you know,
Johnny
she's
Depp.
got like, you know, other stuff. Remember, oh, here's another one she was in Need for Speed.
Okay, we don't want to talk
If
about Need
y'all
for
remember.
Speed. Okay, we don't
And then
talk about
I first knew Dakota Johnson back when she was starring in 21 Jump Street.
Oh,
Wait,
Chris,
she
I'm
was in
so glad you bought that. She was actually really good in that.
She's fine, and she's like
Yeah.
one of the supporting characters, and she's only like,
Wait,
you know,
she
she's
was in
not in
21
it a
Jump
ton.
Street?
Yes.
Who was she in 21 Jump Street?
She
She's
plays
one of
another one of the undercover
the
cops.
cover cops.
Yeah.
Which one?
She
Her
is
and her partner's like a
she
black
is
girl,
like
right, Chris?
blonde hair in that
Oh,
film.
that's her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was her.
You remember it's like the scene where the other main character goes finger
Oh,
popping
no,
each other's a-holes, you know?
Oh, come on, come on. We can say they say you two are TC finger
I'm trying to
popping
keep
shit.
it.
It's don't
I'm trying to keep
matter.
it PG for us
It,
so we don't get flagged on
we're not gonna get flagged.
not
No, like
Instagram, on YouTube.
YouTube.
I think I kind of already ruined that for you guys. So I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
but so we get. I didn't know that was her. Oh damn! I gotta rewatch that scene because I do like this. Like we weren't finger
I
popping each
love
other's
21.
assholes.
I was just talking about 21 Jump Street at dinner the other night
Same.
with some
It's
friends because I
so
just
funny.
love that film.
I just like when I'm playing video games with my friends. I just like to quote the scene. I think Ice Cube's my favorite character because when he's just roasting everyone, he goes to Jody. He's like, clearly, I wasn't talking to you, big titties. I was talking to your friend here,
That's
fake,
so
fake ass handsome McGee. When I'm talking to him, I'm talking to him. When I say shut the fuck up, I'm talking to you. You're like, good job, Ice Cube. I love that, man.
That whole movie is just comedic genius. Like it's comedic gold. It's perfection.
I don't think
It's
we need
how
another
Phil Lord
one.
and Krista Miller do it. It's so good.
All right, I'm not gonna
Also,
lie. This scene right here worked for me. The Mike Epps character.
Mike Epps, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the best part.
Scene.
He's the best character. He is the best part. And then when he's killed off, it's like, well, there goes the whole movie.
And that's when Kirsten and her husband walked out of the theater.
Nope.
Well, you know what's funnier too?
Knowing we paid the $15, we had to stay. Because there's no way we were getting our money back.
With Dakota Johnson, I feel like she should maybe think about taking the Zoe Deschanel route of like, you know, Zoe did like she tried to do the big movies because like what was like one of the first things she did was like The Happening, and that was that
Oh
that
my
movie.
God.
And then she did New Girl, and like everyone was like, damn, okay, yeah. I think Dakota should maybe think about doing like do something on TV, like maybe get on 911.
She did.
Or what'd she do?
So she did a season on Fox. It was a show called Ben and Kate. I forgot what year
I remember that.
Out. Yeah,
it was like actually a show like super early on.
It actually wasn't bad. 20... It wasn't a terrible show. I think it was 2012 person, 2011. It was
like 20. Hold on, my computer is like stuck. I got two like laptops running. I got the movie and the podcast, and I got IMDb running on like one.
Yep, 2012. Yep.
One like gigabyte. One. Not even 1 gigabyte. Oh yeah, 2012 to 2013. It was only 16 episodes. And then also she was on an episode of The Office. So
Kristen, like I can't be mad at people who say that they don't like or who just think Dakota Johnson's like fine as an actress, because I think there is a certain quality about her that just won't resonate with other people or doesn't click with other people. So like I can't even get mad at you, Kirsten, being like, I'm not Dakota Johnson. For as much as I love her, I really do get it.
Are her eyes naturally blue, or did she wear contacts for these movies? And am I just tripping?
They enhanced it.
Okay, because I'm like,
definitely like,
yeah.
Is it on purpose because she goes? Is it on purpose because she's blind later in the movie?
No.
Okay, just
I am actually excited to see Dakota Johnson and Celine Song's movie.
Yes, I am. Oh my God, I am so excited for that movie.
I think that might save her career in knowing her as like a full-time like actress. So
save her career.
Here's the thing. I don't think.
I mean, it's true.
I don't think this movie ruined her career as much as people want to say it did. I think.
And I don't think this did. I think it's like some of the film choices that she does and certain acting choices that she makes.
Well, I
You
think
know,
because before that's what we had Cha Cha Real Smooth, right? And we had The Lost Daughter, which I thought she was great in.
boo, The Lost Daughter.
Well then,
Yes, I am not a fan of The Lost Daughter. I am
well
not
then,
a fan.
We got two differing sides tonight. This shit's getting spicy.
well
Yeah.
then. I mean, listen, again, Mac, though, I get it because I think The Lost Daughter is, I think it's a very divisive film. I think now, Kirsten, correct me if I'm wrong here. I don't want to speak for you, but I think it's a little too slow. And
I had multiple problems with The Lost Daughter. One of them being its pacing and its narrative.
yeah, I think the
And
pacing
I've,
is
as
the biggest
someone
problem.
who read the
Yeah.
book of The Lost Daughter and was like really excited once I heard Maggie Gyllenhaal talked about it, and I was just like, all right, maybe I do need to check this out. Like I was really excited when I was hearing her speak about it, and I was like, okay, I have to check this out. And then I saw it, and all my problems came to light, and I was like, hold on, I'm so distracted what Mac is laughing at. Is it this the bird scene?
The bird just fucking just screamed into the window. I forgot that it was funny. It's just, why? Some of the stuff. I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish. I'll shut up.
No, it's okay. I said all my problems came to light
Oh
when
my
I
God.
saw The Lost Daughter, and one of them was like its pacing, its narrative, its themes it wants to illustrate. I mean, the only saving grace from that is Olivia Colman.
See, I actually think for as much as because it was what actually personally in my top 10 films of that year. I
Sorry,
really,
the gasp of the bird.
oh
Sorry.
no, 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 you're fine, Kirsten, you're fine. That film is still in my top 10 films of 2021. But as much as I love Dakota Olivia, I think Jessie Buckley was actually the real star of that film. I thought she kind of carried that movie for the most part. Especially the way she kind of does younger Olivia Colman mannerisms, at least. But
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying though, because I do think for me, pacing was probably the biggest issue with that movie. And also not enough Paul Mescal in that movie too, Kristen. We didn't get enough Paul Mescal in that movie. I needed more of him. I love him.
Yeah.
He's great.
Well, thank
So
God we're getting him more in movies coming up. But anyways, yes, go ahead, Mac.
I got a question. So I'm gonna do a hypothetical because in the alternate timeline, Madam Web is a canon event. It has to be made. But I'll give you the power to change one element or change anything about it.
Mac,
What would you
before you go, can I say one thing about this scene
what's
right
up?
here? There are so many. They just also happen to be in Grand Central Station at the exact same fucking time. Are you kidding me right now? I mean,
Yeah,
seriously.
It all just happens. It just
Right?
happens.
It's called writing, my friend. It's
It's
called
just called happenstance. It's called
we need to-
happenstance.
we need to get these characters all in
Coincidence.
here because damn, we are we I don't care. The writers are just a cry. So I wonder what the writers are gonna do next. We need to keep an eye. Maybe they can work with Daniel Farrar. Oh, that could be a fucking dream movie. They just do like the next exploitation movie with the writers and Madam Web and Morbius.
I'm sorry, Matt. Go ahead and do your hypothetical. I'm sorry. I had to say that one thing.
Okay, canon event. Madam Web has to be made, but if you can, what would you change to try to at least make it okay and not like this meme status until I don't even call it a meme status. It's just terrible movie. What would you change? Like who would you cast someone different? Would you get a different writer, different director? What would you do?
I think first of all, S.J. Clarkson is known for directing a lot of television episodes and not movies.
Uh-huh.
So I would first change
I agree.
directors. I think you have to change, and I feel bad for saying that, but I think you got to
Yeah.
start with the director first.
Okay.
I think, and maybe Kirsten, you can shine a light on this too. I think you got to make it even more smaller scale than it already is. I think you got to make it
Yeah.
even because I think it feels even though it's not like a big, but it's not like on an Infinity War or Avengers type scale, right? But make it even more smaller scale. Make it about the characters for the most part.
Yeah.
This whole Final Destination vibe, it didn't. There are moments where it works, but for the most part, it doesn't. So I think you got to change that up too. And
Yeah.
then
You are right
also
on the nose with that.
do not hire the writers who did Morbius. What the fuck? I mean,
Yes.
what the hell?
Also, real quick, can I get a nitpick out of the way?
Go ahead.
Yes.
So we're on the train scene that was in the trailer, which he's like, it's a whole New York's a whole different level of crazy, whatever it is. The guy is holding a PSP. The
Come on, 2003.
PSP didn't come out till 2004.
Thank you,
So
Matt.
this man's a time traveler.
He probably worked for Sony. That's why.
I don't something to like. This makes no sense. This man has a console that wasn't even released. It was not released. Forget it. I don't care.
Why didn't he have like a Sony like anything else? Maybe like a Sony like CD like player,
A CD
like
player, not a PSP that didn't come out yet.
like something like of that time that screened like 2003 millennial gadgets and
Oh,
gizmos.
they should have had him have a portable CD player and he was watching Kangaroo Jack.
Or like a DVD player like that. Like, yeah, that would have been funny.
Speaking of Kangaroo Jack, that movie sucks. I hate Kangaroo
Hey,
Jack.
that's called false marketing.
Seriously.
Do you know this? I actually read something interesting about that movie. Originally it was like going to be a rated R like mob movie, and there was a scene with like I'm not kidding. Like this was gonna Kangaroo Jack was originally gonna be a rated R like mob movie where these guys went to Australia to get a mob hit. But Jerry Bruckheimer, he was like, yeah, no, we need to add something to get light. So they added some elements. They did test screening with the kangaroo. They loved it and they added it in the movie. But they're like, okay, we need to get people like convince them that this is a movie. So they added that scene. Even though what's funnier is that Kangaroo Jack had a sequel. It was called Good Day America, and it was an animated sequel. And Jackie talks throughout the whole movie. There's your fun fact for the day.
Matt, can I just say one thing?
What's up?
I hate this movie. This movie's just I just
Okay, so I gotta. What do y'all think about the girls she's protecting? What do you think about their characters?
they're all annoying. They really are. It's just
They're all annoying.
so and hold on. Again, I don't mean to sound inappropriate or anything like that, but you mean to move you want us to believe Sydney Sweeney as this innocent nerd chick. I'm sorry. No. No, 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 no. I don't buy it for a second.
The funniest thing is that social media was like, I'm gonna go see this because Sydney Sweeney's in a latex suit, and then they have her all covered up as a nerd the entire movie. So they got fucking played for now 2 hours. That was the whole thing. I was like, yeah, Dakota Johnson, Sydney Sweeney. I'm not gonna say like Dakota Johnson is a very attractive woman. Like I think she is very attractive. I was just like, everyone was hyping up like, oh my goodness, yeah, Sydney Sweeney, and I'm just like, what is going on? And then like I was like, nope, they're like, let's just make her look like a 2003 nerd. And yes, all these characters are super annoying, especially the later scene when she told him to stay put, and they went to the diner and started dancing on the table. And it's Spider Man! Oh my
Hold on, Matt.
goodness!
Matt, I don't. The part where they leave to go get food, I'm okay with that. It's the part where who gets on a table and starts dancing like
Dancing when you're
seriously.
wanted.
Thank you. I just no, just gross. Anyway, listen,
God, it's
the writing of
Spider
this movie
Man. We saw this Spider Man, but it's not Spider Man because they don't know what a Spider Man is.
I'm not drunk enough for this yet. I need actual liquor. I should just take my laptop on the go and just go to the liquor store.
I really do not get. I think. What do you guys think about the villain's suit? How do you feel about that?
Awful.
I don't care.
Amen, Kirsten.
You have to care. We get commentary, damn it.
I don't care how he looks. Honestly, nothing in this character is truly like terrifying for me. If all the recasting was a thing, one of the castings I would have done for this film is the villain.
Who would you have gotten?
See, that's a question I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of maybe even like, would Adam Scott even be considered as a villain, or you think he's too?
I wouldn't buy him as a villain.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy it either. I think. Well, yeah.
So
a part of me does. I can't fully blame Tahir Rahim. It's a really bad performance, right? I think a lot of it has to do with the writing. But I don't know if you guys remember, but like last
I think it's a mix of
we were given. I'm sorry, cursing. We were given. It was a rumor, Mac. I don't know if you guys remember this, but that this was going to be a sort of like Terminator-esque kind of movie where they were going to be protecting
Oh
Peter
yeah.
Parker from getting born.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a lot more interesting to see than this weird ADR creep trying to kill these three girls because they're going to kill him later in his life. I don't buy it.
It's like
And here we go with the stealing of the taxi scene. I can't.
They steal a
She just
taxi.
wants-
Why not?
she just wants to play crazy taxi. It's okay. Yeah. You know what's funny too? Like now that you mention it, there are elements of like the Terminator because he is trying to kill these three girls before they get adults to become powers because they don't even have powers yet. Like that's the thing. He's trying to kill people that don't have powers and he sucks at it. He should have wiped the floor with them.
Yeah.
They're only safe because like, and the thing is, Cassie doesn't really have any power. All she does is just sees the future and outcomes.
Yes. Tell Cassie your names and your social security.
And address this too, please. I like too that all the girls are like like Kristen. You mentioned all the characters are one dimensional, right?
Yes.
What's funny is that they try to give these girls like arcs of like what was it? Isabel Mercer's character, her dad got deported. Sydney
Right.
Sweeney is like she was gonna run away because like she's part of a step family or something. And then the other chick, I don't even know the third girl's name. I'm sorry.
I
She's
think
like
her father's not relevant in her life or something like that. Or
no,
like that.
her parents are rich and they didn't want a kid, so they just left her alone. But she's trying
Yes,
to be
thank
like,
you.
yeah,
Thank you.
all
Yeah.
tough. And I'm just like, they try to give these characters an arc, and I'm like, I don't care about any of them. I mean, like you kind of see hints of it with Sydney Sweeney and Isabel's characters, but they just like, hey, yeah, this happened to me, and I'm the same as you because we really don't have any family. We're the family we have.
So
Sydney
Kirsten,
Sweeney is really rocking that wig. I'm sorry. I'm
That is
noticing it
that is a
more and more
wig.
now. I
Oh
know
my!
she is just wearing it like
and the code's
Do
on
you
like
just
it's
about that
so
something.
noticeable
do
now.
you think
'Cause
that the end that? Oh, go ahead.
what was that?
Do you
Right,
think
Mac.
that? Oh, do you think Kevin Feige would call anyone from this movie like y'all want to be in the real MCU?
I think you would
I
call
think
Sydney
if
Sweeney.
anything,
Yeah.
well, Isabella Merced is going to be in the DCEU or whatever
Oh,
James
that's
Gunn
true. Yeah.
universe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Okay,
getting
so she's
DCU.
saved. Good.
Mm-hmm.
So James saved her butt, and then Sydney Sweeney could come back. Because Sydney Sweeney, whether you love her or hate her as an actress, she can do her research. She admits to reading the Spider-Man comics, and she knows how to make connections with, distributors. I mean, that's how she got her movie with, Glenn Powell made.
Yep.
Because, she went into the Sony office, and I'm going to quote Debbie Ryan. She said, I'm going to make Sony movie theater history, as I quote like a little Debbie Ryan there.
They'd be like, "Who are
You
you
pick out
again?"
what I'm saying?
They're like, "Who are you? What do you want to get?" Oh, movie. All right, sure. Here, whatever. He's like, "Are you? Wait a minute. Aren't you that girl from Madam Web?" Just runs out the building. Like, what the? What the?
I feel like uh, to Matt, I feel like Kevin would call Dakota, but I don't think Dakota would say no or say yes.
I
She's
think
not going to
she.
say yes. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
she ruined her
no.
chances with anything Marvel related.
Yeah,
I
that press.
think
Her press tour was like,
Oh,
"Yeah,
she went
I'm
scorched
done."
earth, and it was entertaining as hell. But
if Kevin Feige saw any of the stuff that she was saying, he would be livid,
He'd send some people to go teach her a lesson, pretty
because
much.
you do media training and all the stuff that you do is stuff you don't say is what she said,
Yeah, I was gonna say like I do love it. She went scorched earth because that's someone who just did not care, and I'm like all for it. But like on the other hand, I'm like, you know what?
I
A
mean,
lot
you
of
don't
actors
have to care about the project, even if it's that
just
bad. You at
don't
least need to
be
act.
professional about it.
Yes.
Don't like because
which
there's
which I'm sorry, Mac, which kind of something we were talking about earlier seemed true
Mm,
that there was more behind the scenes drama than we probably are even led to believe there was, right?
that's true.
There was, but you need people to see the movie, and that's, not saying that you have to make yourself likable enough.
Or not even
We
like
know this
that.
movie was bad, but you
Or
at
not even
least need to like promote the film to at least get more money and make it more noticeable. You need more eyes, you need much as you can on it, and not just for people to meme on it.
or
The
not
movie's
even
known for being a meme than it is for being bad.
not even that. You could just be like, yeah, it was a fun film or something. Just keep it basic. You don't even have to promote it. Just say I had fun, maybe go watch it. That's it. But I guess if you're frustrated enough, just screw it. And also the thing is, I don't even think this movie was barely memed on. Like even the people who were out for Morbius, like, yeah, no, we don't care. I'm sick of this. We're not doing this anymore. We're not doing this for Morbius because I'm like, okay, so we'll probably get a resurgence like with Morbius, and maybe they'll re-release it. But I think they're just like, I'm so tired. We're not doing this. No. How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man? And they just let Madam Web die. And Morbius was like, sorry, you can't reach legendary status like me. Because Morbius gets to a point where it's actually so bad it's a little bit okay. With like Madam Web, like every time you rewatch it, like this gets worse and worse every time I watch this movie.
Mm-hmm. It's I, it's bad. It's
Have you
awful.
have you met anyone that actually liked this movie or read any reviews that people say they actually like this movie?
Listen, one of my good friends in the community, you guys all know him, is Zach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know Zach. Yes, I came on a show episode with you guys once, and
Yep. And Zach's got some hot takes. I don't I think he gave us like a 3.5 or even a 4. Um Now I know it's not like in his top 10 films or anything, but one of the things I love about Zach is he'll always find the diamonds in the rough in a really bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I couldn't defend some of his takes on this though. I really couldn't.
It's like I can't right now. Stop.
I couldn't. I couldn't. Seriously, Mac, don't do dumb things. Jesus.
As I get in my cab and leave you girls in the woods alone, just like a totally sane person would do.
With no food
Yes.
or water.
Yeah, it's have fun, little shits.
why? Yeah,
F,
she
F
lives
them,
in the woods.
F them
Like,
kids.
why? No
F them
food
kids.
or
That's what she said.
nothing.
Actually, no. You know what's funnier with that? Like her leaving the kids. This girl went to freaking Peru. Later in the movie, she just left them in New York. I was like,
She
at
leaves them
first,
alone for so long, and then she's
she
able to
leaves the
go to
country.
Peru.
She leaves the country. In the fucking movie. It's like I was like, oh, I was thinking to myself, like, it'll be funny if she goes like to Peru to learn more about it. And they actually did it. Like she went to Peru. Like she's wanted in New York. There's no way she went to JFK, got on the plane, and was like, one ticket to Peru, please. Like, there's no way.
That's a
Oh, this
convenience.
movie.
Yes, yes. Take that off. That'll make it even less suspicious.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's
We're
2003. You can get away with anything.
I'm about a little over 50 minutes in this film, and we still got a little less than an hour left.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Buckle in.
God. Oh, yes, buckle in, folks. We are still going strong.
Why does
I
this look like the
guess
same hallway? Why does this look like the same hallway from Venom?
because it's in the same universe.
It just takes place 20 years before. I was
Yeah.
checking.
Dun, dun, dun.
What if there was a cameo of like a young Eddie Brock in this movie and it connected everything?
Probably is.
Like they just
He's probably in
DH
the diner
they DH Tom Hardy. It's just like, hey, come do this. Just film something for me. It'll be like the twist and split when like Bruce Willis was in the diner. It'd be like, oh my goodness, it's all connected.
It's all connected.
That was actually a pretty cool twist, though. Like I did not see that coming at all.
That
I
was
really, yeah,
awesome.
I love that
Al-
twist.
Also, you mentioned the post credit scenes from these movies or the best post credit scenes. Can we talk about
This wasn't even a post-credit scene.
the Morbius post credit scene was amazing.
It has something to do with that Spider-Man.
They're like, what are you doing here? This isn't your movie yet.
that whole listen, Morbius is a pile of shit. I'm not even gonna. I'm sorry. You're, I keep forgetting I can't curse on the show, but it is a pile of doo doo.
It's excrement.
Yes. Um, the post credit scenes in Morbius are so unbelievably bad. It makes the rest of the movie look like The Godfather.
Mhm.
I'm not kidding on that one, guys. Like I really do. There's a lot of bad things about Morbius, but the way they just absolutely, Mac, you gotta talk because I don't want to curse anymore on the show than I've already have. So go ahead, Mac. Go ahead. I want to say a whole bunch of expletives right now.
Yeah, no, Morbius is just like that's the thing. Like when people were like, "Oh, Madam Web is a new Morbius," I said no because like at least with Morbius, it was fun to watch because like someone like Matt Smith, he made that movie for me because that man was just having fun near the end. I'm like,
Hmm.
you know what? Go for you, man. I'm so happy. Please do another superhero movie. But like with this one, this was just like miserable. Like there's no fun scene. Everything's just kind of a sludge to get through.
I think they're both equally bad. I think they both have redeeming qualities to them.
Mm-hmm. And
I
I
think
will
with Go ahead,
go
Mac.
ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna say, I think with Morbius, I think you're right. That the best part about that movie was Matt Smith
Mm-hmm.
and the limited
I
amount of
think he
screen
had
time
more
that
fun than whatchamacallit, our friend Jared Leto. You know.
Well, Jared Leto was too busy in a wheel, being crippled in that movie to do anything else to have fun,
Yeah.
pretending to be crippled. What a great guy!
and I honestly believe too, Mac, that Tyrese Gibson actually think there's going to be a sequel to Morbius. Like, I honestly believe that.
Oh no, the funniest thing was when someone photoshopped Martin Scorsese and they thought it was talking about Morbius. That he thought it was him, and I was like, "Is anyone going to tell me he didn't really say that?" I was like, this poor man went to Morbius thinking, "Oh, Martin Scorsese thinks Morbius awesome."
Oh Lord,
I think with Madam, I think if so, Madam Web wasn't good. It was not successful. But if they got Craven the Hunter next, if that bombs too, does
And
this mean that will
it's down
Sony?
to bomb because you know why? We already had several release dates moved for it already, which I don't understand. They should have just kept it at the end of August for this year.
Well,
I
that's the
don't
thing.
know why in
That,
the world they decided to move it to December, which I think is totally,
that
totally stupid.
that's the thing. If it came out in August, its only competition was going to be the Crow, and the Crow looks like it's going to be terrible.
I'm still
And
got a steaming pile of poo poo.
but now he's in December. It's coming out the same month as Sonic the Hedgehog 3
Oh,
and
I can't
Wicked.
wait. Oh
If
my
this
god.
is gonna get curb stomped. So if Craven the Hunter's not, if it
And it's
tanks,
also like at the time after Wicked comes out, so it's not
yeah,
looking
just
good.
I'm
if
actually
this
looking up the competition around that same weekend as
if
Craven.
Craven bombs, does Sony just like give up and just stick to the animated stuff, or do they like, all right, we gotta try this again? Let's
They're
just
good.
wait
I
another
have a
year.
feeling they'll try again.
They
I
will.
I guarantee you
Mhm.
they're gonna try again. They're gonna just rebrand and just say what they're just gonna go what we didn't we yeah that was our past. This is our future. You know.
Sorry. Okay, Kristen and Mac. The weekend before Craven the Hunter, the big release is Night Bitch with Amy Adams.
That
Uh,
might, but that could be just like a limited release.
right. And then 2 weeks before Craven comes out is the like Kristen was saying, not just Wicked, but Moana too.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yep. And then Mac, like you were saying, the week after Craven comes out, you have not one but two huge releases: Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Mufasa.
Oh, movie's gonna get curb
So
stomped at the box office. Oh
yeah, this
my
movie's not gonna
god!
do well.
If I were them, I just move it to January. Just screw it. Just dump it in January.
And the
Just
same weekend as Craven is the animated Lord of the Rings movie, which I don't expect to do a lot of business,
You'd be surprised that Lord of the Rings fan bases would dedicate it.
Well, no, the
Yeah, there
dedicated
is.
Lord of the Rings fans are gonna come out and support them. I just don't think it's gonna do like
Oh no, I think
six,
that's
seven,
gonna.
800 million.
That's probably the only weekend Craven may win. It's opening weekend, and everything else is that movie's gonna be gone in theaters within 2 weeks.
Honestly, and I want to get Mac. I want to get you and Kirsten speaking. Honestly, it'll be in its third weekend. I think Wicked and Moana 2 will have a better chance of being number one at the box office than Craven does.
Oh yeah,
Truthfully.
definitely does.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's just fact. We know
Yeah.
that the first Wicked will do wonders. I don't know about the second one. The first people are definitely gonna see, even if you're not a fan of the controversy that happened with Ariana Grande, that was all alleged, or if you're not even a musical theater fan, like that, like Wicked 2 is definitely gonna get audiences. So,
and even like
you know,
Moana too. That's a Disney film.
I
That's
am
gonna do
excited
big.
for Moana 2.
I
So
am
That's gonna do
too.
big,
I'm
big,
very excited
big,
for that movie.
and Mufasa because that's a established fan base.
It's still Lion King, right? So
Yeah,
yeah,
that
I'm
movie's gonna
skipping
make
Nice.
money.
Mufasa, but that Moana 2 right there is just like my ticket right there.
Listen,
Also, side
Moana.
note, I like. Oh, go
Go ahead,
ahead.
Mac. Oh, I'm sorry.
Or side note, I like that this villain is barefoot the whole time, and
Yeah,
it's just
why
like,
doesn't he just wear some shoes? Like,
well, I think because the
Tarantino said
suit.
no.
Oh, he's not a girl though.
I
He doesn't.
mean, why
Feet
not?
are feet are feet to Tarantino, man.
That's true, yeah. But I guess it's because the suit wouldn't be able to get the shoes, but you still I'd wear socks or wear one of those like platform shoes, like the gym shoes, like the feet shoes. Just wear one of those.
We have so much more of this movie left to go. Oh my god.
I was gonna say, yeah,
There's so much.
we're barely at the
We're
halfway
just
point.
getting to the diner scene. I feel this movie is making me feel so stinking tired.
This is
Like
actually my favorite scene in the entire movie. Is the whole because of not the of the girls dancing, but the actual Final Destination vibes of the premonition and everything. I actually like the brutality of it. That this is probably my
Imagine
favorite
this is
sequence.
what if it was rated R?
It wouldn't
it still wouldn't be
if
better.
yeah. No,
You mentioned Final Destination, and I'm really excited they're doing a new one. It's called
I am too,
Bloodlines.
Mac.
I'm
That's low
really
key
excited.
one of my favorite horror franchises is Final
Same.
Destination. Like I love those movies. I
God, I
think
was
the
thinking
third
about
is the best one, truthfully.
you know, I've grown on the third as I've gotten older because I used to not like it, but like I've actually started to get more um I started to like it more as I grew up. I think the fourth one's the worst one.
Is that the one on the NASCAR on the
Yeah.
racetrack? Yeah, that's probably my least favorite. The fifth one is actually surprisingly really good.
I tell everyone that and they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, the fifth one's great. I like the twist ending at it too."
Well, it has that M Night Shyamalan twist, right? That you
And
didn't
it
expect.
and it works.
Yes, it does. And it, ooh, the way some of those characters go out on the plane, it's oh,
It,
Sweeney soon enough to get fucked up here. Oh my
I
god,
like I like you just said that poor guy was just eating his dinner. He's like, "You know what? Fuck." He's like, "Just look at he's fucking broke her neck like golly, man." I like how
Oh,
it does remind me, like you mentioned, it does remind me of like Final Destination, because the whole premonition stuff. I like how they're playing Britney Spears "Toxic," even though it didn't come out in 2003. That's just another nitpick.
yeah.
There's just so many like inaccurate just stuff in this movie that I just can't. You know what? Actually, I wouldn't even say it
No,
reminds the
Toxic did
prem.
come out in 2003. I was like, wait, no.
Oh, whoop! Sorry,
Yeah.
my bad.
No, it's
I
okay.
thought it did it. All right,
No. In the Zone was her album in 20 the album In the Zone, which was January of 2004, but Toxic I think is, hold on,
I would say the premonition isn't
a
like
2023
fun.
song.
Oh, wait,
According
2023?
to Wiki 2020 2003, sorry.
Oh, I was like, what?
That's
So it's
according to
like,
Wikipedia.
I was
So
gonna say the premonition stuff. I feel like that's more of like Edge of Tomorrow because she has to die and restart too.
You know what, guys? We've been talking about this movie ruining careers. We haven't even brought up Celeste O'Connor yet. I don't. She might not get a job for a while.
Who is that?
The black girl.
Oh, I didn't even know. Has she done anything before? Did she do anything before this, or was this like her first like big role?
Person, do you know?
Celeste O'Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm double checking because I was another actress we were going to talk about. I wanted to discuss. She was in Freaky, which I forgot, and then she's also in the Ghostbusters films.
Oh,
Because I
that's right. She
remember
was in Ghostbusters.
watching her in Freaky because she was one of the friends, and then that's when you can kind of say she was like that in that stuff. But then she did Ghostbusters. Then after that, she did the Ghostbusters. Then she did a Joey King film. Then she worked with Miss Flo, aka Florence Pugh,
A
in
good
A Good
person.
Person. And
Underrated
then
movie.
I
Yeah.
still have yet to see it. And then Madam Web was her next one. And then Ghostbusters and Frozen Empire is a recent one.
Okay, so she's okay.
I think she's safe.
Sort
I
of.
think she has more of finding something too. She's like still young enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
say
think
like I
she
don't.
can get something. I even feel like she could even star in another superhero movie. Like
She probably
I
will
think it's
eventually.
Dakota who's mostly like, this was the one-time deal and that's it.
I ain't doing this
Yeah,
again.
no, she's not doing another superhero movie. Never.
No,
She's
Nope.
not
God, no.
touching nothing.
Well, it's like what's funny with speaking of Morbius, I was reading that Matt Smith said I would. He said he would never do a superhero movie, but Karen Gillian actually convinced him to do Morbius, which I'm like, man, I wish you convinced him to do anything else but Morbius. But like, I don't know. I wonder if like I want to know what they said to her, Dakota Johnson, to get her for this movie because like I just don't.
They gave her a blank check. They said, "What's
It
your number?"
has to. I'm gonna say it has to be a lot of money. Because
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, I'm like, there's no, I'm like, what did you get? What did you pitch to her and her agent saying, like, hey, did they say this is gonna blow up? We're really confident with this. What
They
I
gave her
wonder
a
what
blank
was
check, Matt. That's
just
it.
say,
I honestly.
write down any amount you want and we'll put
Hmm.
it there.
We'll just get
Because
it to
listen,
you.
I was I don't know, Kirsten, if you watched her. I think it was Kimmel she was on for. She was doing press for Daddy-O, and you could just tell she was a
When
lot happier doing that
when was
than the
this
press for.
recently?
Yeah, I think it was last week. She had another wardrobe malfunction,
Oh
quote unquote.
yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I just watching that interview, Mac and Kirsten, I'm like, she just seems a lot happier
Oh, so
talking
it's like
about
the
It
this.
really has to do with the movies that she works on. Like she
Yep.
has to
so
find movies that
Hmm.
she's passionate about. Like I Am Okay, like which I have to see yet. I know it just came out.
also it's like the Spike
Um
Lee effect when he did the 2013 Old Boy, and during the press he's like, I'm not feeling this movie, but then he did Black Klansman, he was like all excited about it and everything like that.
it's like it's just a project, like even like when you look back at the film works, like she knows what she wants to talk about. Like even now,
Hmm.
well, she's promoting Daddy-O, like she's getting a lot of praise for that film. Working on Cha Cha Real Smooth, like she was really happy about that. Even Peanut Butter Falcon.
Oh, great movie. Great movie.
So, there's projects you can tell like she's like happy to promote Madam Web. You're just like, even the 50 Shades movies, she was not even happy promoting them.
I mean, would
So,
you? Would you anyone from that
mhm.
movie be happy to be promoting it? It's like being on like the third Twilight film. You're just so over it. Like, just free me for Christ's sake, somebody, please.
Mhm.
And you know
So,
what's
Kirsten, let me ask you: Is Our Friends your favorite performance of hers?
Yeah,
Okay, so you and I are on the same page on that one.
yeah. I, I,
Yeah.
I really, really. My second would have to be Cha Cha Real Smooth.
Okay, because I think my favorite movie of hers is definitely Cha Cha. I have a soft place in my heart for Cha Cha Real Smooth. Um,
Yeah, it's a cute film, and then I guess then I guess you can say maybe Bad Times at El Royale. She's more of a supporting. The high note. I was not a fan of.
Underrated. I thought the
I
high note
like
was
that
really good.
movie.
Yeah, I did too.
Um, but then I forget, like, you know, then you look at her early works. I mean, she's okay in Suspiria. Like, I'm not a fan of the new remake.
I'm not either. Truthfully, the
So
movie's okay. It's nothing special to me.
Which movie
I
made your
didn't.
butt fell out?
What's that,
Oh,
Matt?
I was talking about Suspiria,
Oh yeah,
the
that one.
Guadagnino one. I always
The
tell
original
people watch the original. It's so
original is
good.
better. Even there are
So
people who
good.
defend the remake like
I
crazy.
know there's a lot of people who will defend it, and the original Suspiria has so much horror influence in it. So I'm just like, y'all don't watch the Luca one. Watch,
Also,
you know.
on a side note with Madam Web, we're getting into the scene where they're talking about their past and how they're all damaged and they can come
I don't
together.
mind this scene. I really don't. I think it's okay. I, you know,
I just think it's out of nowhere. So kind of just like we have to have conflict and we have to resolve each
well,
other because we're
from what I mean by that, I think it's just from an acting perspective. Like you actually get to see these girls just act instead of just like kind of going
dancing
through
on the
the
table.
motions. Yeah. So, I do agree. It just feels like okay, we need to have a scene where they all connect and add some chemistry. But
I just
then
like how she's I just
10
like how
minutes
she's
later,
about to I like she's about to ban these kids. I was just like,
Right.
same. Just say in the movie, just abandon them. Like
later,
later.
y'all.
F them kids. That's what she said. F them
Yeah,
kids. I
man,
don't
fuck these
need the
kids, man.
I'm just like, what a great character. Like like I said, I'm not a fan of their character. The writing is probably the biggest issue with this movie. Like, if you
That's
hired
atrocious.
better writers, maybe there was a chance for this to work. But it's just I don't know. Thank God their Spider-Verse movies haven't taken a
Okay.
dip like this.
I gotta go back to the toxic thing. According to
Oh,
producer Adam Miras, the film markers set the film as 2003. So that could feature Britney Spears' Toxic. A decision was taken by the skin of one's teeth. Toxic was not published as a single until January 12th, 2004. However, Britney's In the Zone album was published on November 15th, 2003. So that was, I guess, technically the album was 2020, I guess 2003, but the single itself is 2004. So I just wanted to make sure we clear that up. But I did find another fun fact I wanted to say about Dakota Johnson. In an interview, when asked on how playing a superhero role was different from the other roles she played, Dakota Johnson stated the following: "It was the same as with 50 Shades, only with more clothes on."
Jesus.
I have no idea how that compares to 50. How? Like what?
In other words, I don't like doing big budget
That's,
movies.
that's what it
Yeah, don't
sounds like.
yeah, don't sign me on. Don't hire me. That gives you a sign.
You know what's funny is that I feel like there is a Marvel character I feel like she could play, and it's I have to look it up, but I think one character she could play is from Cloak and Dagger. It's these two people, a guy and a girl.
Yeah, I know.
They're into
Yeah, it was a series. It was also a series on like Freeform.
It was
freeform. Yeah, I
awful.
feel like
It's terrible.
she can. You say what, Rod?
Well, Cloak and Dagger was awful. It's
It
atrocious.
lasted for like 5 episodes. Like what was
So
the
bad.
I think it
Runaway?
was 2 seasons though.
It's terrible. Kirsten, it was terrible.
Yeah, and it had like Olivia Holt. I remember the advertising. I just didn't watch it.
I think a character if she played like a reserved superhero character, like in an alternate timeline, I think she'd be a good Raven in DC.
She could, but she's not gonna do it.
You
No,
know
I'm just saying,
what? Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
like she just, because Raven's quiet, reserved. I feel like Dakota can do that, and that could work. Like
Absolutely.
I feel like she
Mhm.
could fit into the DC, but I feel like with Marvel, you have to be a little bit more bombastic, I guess.
Yes, you do. I agree. Um,
And like, I don't know, I just look at what was the oh my god, I was speaking of Cloak and Dagger. Did you guys watch remember the Inhumans when that came out on TV?
I
I
avoided
try
that.
not to.
Remember how that was gonna be like a movie, and they're like, "No, we're confident this is gonna be a TV show." And like, if I'm not mistaken, they played that they played like the first two episodes in movie theaters because it was shot on IMAX. Because I think they
Hmm.
shot the footage for the movie.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
was like, they
Oh,
were hyping
that's
that show. They were
serious.
hyping that show up like crazy, and like a lot of the Marvel TV shows that weren't Netflix kind of bombed because Cloak and Dagger bombed, Inhumans bombed, Runaways bombed.
Well, listen, I will defend. I actually like the Runaways. I did
Really,
enjoy that show. I thought the third season kind of got a little too crazy.
Uh-huh.
But I thought the first two seasons were really good. I think Cloak and Dagger is a hot steaming pile of Madam Web,
Ass.
and uh, I don't even like going to the Netflix stuff. I think Iron Fist is awful.
Really?
I do not like Iron Fist. I think the second season of Luke Cage is a big step down from the first season. For me, I'm just talking about for myself personally, Mac.
Uh,
And then
okay.
I actually I'm a defender of the Defenders television series.
I like the Defenders.
I enjoyed it. Punisher is great. Daredevil is, as we all know, is fantastic. And Jessica Jones is up and down, right? So, and don't get me started on Agents of Shield. I can't. Oh my god.
Oh, I got up to the CPR scene.
It's okay. It's good. Wait, do y'all watch How It Should Have Ended on YouTube?
Yep.
Did you see the
Mhm.
Madam Web? Did you see the Madam Web video they did?
No.
I did. I just don't remember. I did they do something with the CPR stuff,
They
man? I can't
did
remember.
because
Okay.
Ben came up with the paramedics like do you want me to take do you want me to take over on my paramedic? It's like, no, she taught us CPR, it's gonna be okay. It's like, okay. It's like, oh no, the CPR is not working. What are we gonna do? Look, there's a cafe, let's go in there and dance in her honor. She fell out of a window.
Mm,
She did to do CPR.
I found another fun fact from the film.
They actually learned
Okay.
CPR.
I feel like Chris doesn't watch the
Besides
movie
that,
anymore. She's just looking at fun facts.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah. She's just over the shit.
yeah, I am over this. I'm like, oh, okay, I know this one. This is the all right here. While her character Julia trained in Taekwondo, Sydney Sweeney is trained in mixed martial arts.
And we never saw it in the movie.
Nope. No.
I think she
What
kicked somebody.
skills?
Did she?
Didn't she kick? I don't even know anymore. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's the
Doesn't she
Mandela
do
effect.
something in the end? Don't they all do something that gets the villain and like electrocuted in the end? Like, isn't that what
No,
happens?
no, he got the Pepsi sign fell on him.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, that's right. Pepsi.
The
Okay.
the
Like,
only
I
thing
thought
they
Pepsi
did,
sign knocks him down, and I thought he gets like electrocuted or something like
no,
that.
he got crushed and then he got dragged into the water. I
Oh, all
think
right.
something happened with the Pepsi. It
Well,
was the
we'll
Pepsi
find
sign
out. We're
all
almost
along.
at the end.
The
Slowly
Pepsi
getting there.
We still have to go
Pepsi
to
was the
Peru,
main
Kirsten.
character.
We have
Oh
one
yeah, we
detour
gotta
to
still.
make.
I thought she went to Peru, but I forgot
That's
she
what I'm
went
saying. Like,
somewhere else.
it doesn't make sense. I thought it was gonna be like
Oh,
We
here we
are
go.
traveling everywhere in this movie.
That's what I say. I think Rod, you're right. If they made it more small scale, I think it would have probably worked. Kind of
They
like
should have
something of
made this film like
like
90 minutes.
not even
Well,
that.
It
I'm
would,
talking about the budget wise, like kind of make it more
yes.
of like a personal story. Because something like Chronicle or like something small budget just to tell a story. Because like you're going all these different places, it doesn't work for a movie about Madam Web. It doesn't make sense.
you know
Like
what?
they,
I think too, Mac and Kirsten, and maybe I'm wrong here. I want to get your guys' opinion on this. Having this set in New York may not have been the best option. Maybe I'm like a smaller town.
However, you got to do it because it's Spider-Man.
Spider
Because
Man.
everybody's.
It's in New York.
I've been doing New Jersey then, for all I care. I don't. It's
That would
just
actually be probably better, to be honest with you.
yeah.
Like they're trying to do something for the rights. They don't have rights to Spider-Man. It's the MCU. Just give it up. Just give up these characters to Marvel for Christ's sakes.
Well, Max, Spider-Man 4, well, Tom Holland Spider-Man 4 is supposed to do the symbiote storyline.
Even
Which
though the trailer for Venom 3 kind of destroyed them.
I don't care about Venom 3. I think the movie's gonna be just as bad. I really do. I have no excitement for it. That trailer did nothing for me. The
You don't like
the best part was the horse.
the Venom the Venom
Yeah,
horse.
the Venom horse was great. Other than that, I was like, I don't care. I think at this point, guys, it just comes down to I'm sick and tired of these Sony movies. Like you said, Mac, just give them all back to the MCU or to Disney at this point. Seriously,
Well,
just
I
give them
think
all
that's the
back to
thing.
Disney.
They're like, you can have the Peter Parker, but like we have everything else. And they're like, are you sure you don't want to give it up? Like, no, we're sure. And like that's the thing. If they really wanted to make the Venomverse like successful, they should have had one person overseeing everything and saying, okay, we got to do that. We should do this, this, and this. But like it was random, like because I remember they announced Madam Web when they announced the Bad Bunny movie, the El Muerto, and that got canceled or
Thank
shelved,
God.
or
Jesus.
it's still going. I don't know what's happening with that movie.
No, neither the Sony. So it's okay. Yeah.
Because I was like, who's asking for El Muerto? And wasn't there a rumor they were gonna make an Aunt May movie?
That was before Marvel got the rights back to Spider-Man.
Oh
So
yeah, that's right.
they were going to do a Sinister Six and an Aunt May movie, which would have been really weird. Um,
Oh yeah, because Amazing Spider-Man 2 is gonna be the
the launching
Sinister
point,
Six.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because Sony had a lot of faith in that Amazing Spider-Man 2. And I knew something was up with that Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie when they showed basically the entire movie before the movie came out. Like the entire marketing
The
campaign.
trailer.
Yeah, but it was like they released trailer after trailer after trailer for that movie to the point where they basically put it in your face that this is going to be the Death of Gwen Stacy movie.
That's true. I remember they the one thing with the trailers they kept showing was the Rhino fight, and that was until the end of the movie. I was like, thanks. And like that was one of the poster, like the poster, if Rhino was on the poster, she's like, okay, cool, but he only showed the beginning and the end of the movie.
I wish I could be a fly on the wall in Sony's
Just
meetings.
office.
Yeah, just I want to know the specific with their Marvel movies. I just want to understand.
Well,
That's
isn't
what
it
we should
true?
have
Like,
conversations.
isn't one of these? It's true that they make some of these movies because they have to keep the right. If they don't make movies, they're going to lose the rights to it. They have to make
Yes,
a
I
movie of
also
it.
heard that. I think that's true. If I'm not
So every
mistaken.
2 years they have to make a movie. We're like, we have to make a movie, but it does have to be good. It's kind of like the Fantastic Four what Fox was doing. Because like we got to make a movie. Shit.
Listen, I don't care what anyone says about the Fantastic Four. That first one, or excuse me, that 2005 one.
Yeah, but there you go.
Uh,
I think the 2005 one is
I
the
had a lot of
best
fun with
one.
it. I really did.
Yeah,
I agree.
I
Is it perfect? Absolutely not.
God
But
no.
there are a lot of redeeming qualities about the movie, specifically with Chris Evans.
The
I think
cast,
yeah,
yeah, the cast in the original movies are so good. Like I keep telling people, like, yeah, like if they just said we're gonna just bring back the cast for like if they brought back the original Mr. Fantastic for the cameo in Doctor Strange, I would have been fine with that. And
if
then I
go ahead, Matt.
go ahead.
I was gonna say if Raimi didn't do Spider-Man 3, I would not have minded if he did Fantastic Four.
Was he gonna do Fantastic Four?
No, no, I was saying it's just like a kind of like a fanboy thing at that point for me. Mac was like,
Oh,
because I just love what he did with those first two Spider-Man movies. I would not have because Tim Story is an awful director.
yeah. Did he do Barbershop?
Tim Story is an awful director. So,
He did. Wait, I think he did Tom and Jerry, the 2021 movie. So I'm like, man,
and Tim Story
this
is nowhere to be found, right?
yeah. Didn't he do Space Jam?
Did he space? Oh my God.
I think he did the new Space Jam movie.
Did we lose Carson again?
No,
Uh
I'm
oh,
sorry, I'm reading an email.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Sorry, I'm actually doing work for something. Sorry, y'all. I was like,
This is
Mac.
how this is how little Madam Web is with the reaction.
my sourcing from Madam Web is this big, and I'm
Mac.
pointing like a really
Yeah.
small scale right now.
The best movie he's done might be the Blackening he did last year.
Oh my god, really?
Yes, he did it.
Oh my god. I did want to watch that movie. I never got to. Did you watch it?
I did. I saw it in theaters. I
Did
took
you
my
like
sister
it?
to go see it. Yeah, we had a good time with it. I have my issues with it, but we had a good time.
I just want to see the like, come on, we all know who dies first in these horror movies. Like, okay, you got me with that. I kind of want to see it. What else has he done though? Because I swear he
Well,
did
actually, you
the
know what? I liked his first Think Like a Man movie. That movie's actually pretty solid. I'm not gonna
what did he
lie.
do?
Think Like a Man
Think
with
like oh yeah,
Michael. Yeah, that movie's actually
I
pretty
like
good.
that one. That's a Tyler Perry movie, right?
I mean, you can basically say it feels like a Tyler Perry movie.
Wait, is it not? Is it not based on a play he did?
It's by Steve Harvey. It's a play.
Really?
Steve Harvey did the play, yeah,
Wow, I'm sorry,
or a
Steve
book.
Harvey.
Excuse me, a book.
Okay, I always thought
Like
that
a
was a
lady think
Tyler.
like a man. Yeah.
I always thought that was a Tyler Perry movie.
Well, you know what? When I saw it, 'cause I actually saw this in theaters. I was like, this feels like Tyler Perry.
It does.
And then he also did thing like a Man 2, which I didn't really like all that much, but
I did
um,
not see that movie at all.
it's fine. It's nothing special. He did the basketball movie Hurricane Season, which is
I
okay.
actually like that one.
Yeah, with what was it, Forrest Whitaker?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I remember that movie.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
Here I come,
No,
I'm
my
back.
movie restarted. Fuck.
No.
I
Should we pause?
pressed-
Should we
No.
pause?
Yeah. Wait. Hold up.
I'm at a minute. I'm at a minute. Oh my god, an hour and 25 minutes.
Okay. Thank you.
Where she's in Peru, which
She
I
has the
wasn't
flashback,
missing
right?
much. She's
The
finding
flashback, right?
herself. She's doing all this craziness that I don't.
Wait.
Nobody even cares for.
What are you guys at?
Yeah, I'm around that 125 mark with Kirsten's. I might not be right at that point, but I'm around that point. Like
I'm
vision
about
just ended.
125. Yeah,
Yeah.
her vision.
125?
Yeah, her That's So Raven vision ended.
Okay, I'm at 124.57, so I'm just gonna press play there.
They
All right, we're
had
good.
to draw inspiration from That's So Raven. Am I wrong? Like, you know?
Absolutely.
That's so Raven inspired. Madam Web confirmed. Sources. I got people inside. I want to know so obviously if there was behind the scene drama.
That's so Dakota. It's the future she can see. That's so Dakota.
Say it, Kirsten. You got it.
I'm just doing it.
We still
I
have half
wouldn't
an
know.
hour. Oh my
I
God.
wouldn't know what the drama was. I wouldn't know the juicy drama with this because there definitely was some stuff that went down. Maybe it was like another not no hard feelings. Sorry to bother. No, wait, hold up.
You mean
Don't worry,
with Madam
darling.
Web?
Yeah, maybe it was like "Don't worry, darling"
Well, I
stuff
think
going
Kirsten,
on.
I kind of already alluded to some of it. I think they were lied to about what kind of movie that they thought this was going to be part of the MCU. I think that's definitely a part of it. I do think there were definitely rewrites.
Yeah, there were
Lot of
rewrites for this.
I
There were
remember in the
rewrites for this.
reshoots.
Yes.
And so
Her
because
face is literally.
I don't believe this is the script Dakota read. I don't.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
yes.
that's true.
If she read,
there were rewrites, and I believe that happened. You know.
Yeah, I was gonna say like if this is the script she signed on for, you're like, wait, how are you mad at this when you read it?
Exactly. So,
because it just doesn't make any sense. If we get our hand, I need to. Isn't there like a website where scripts get uploaded, you can read them, or am I tripping?
Person, do you know?
There has to be. I don't know the name of it, but
I want to read the script for this just to have it.
It'll be, the only thing is it's gonna be this script, like what we're watching.
Good.
It's not gonna be previous scripts.
Good. Maybe we can do a read along.
Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
So we're talking about, back comic books and all that stuff. What do you guys think is the best comic movie of this decade so far?
Jonah Hill. I was joking. I mean, not what? Wait, hold on. Wait, hold. That joke. I meant to say Jonah Hex, but no, forget it.
I mean, it brings back 21 Jump Street as our discussion, remember?
So far in the 2020s,
yeah,
like so you say straight up like comic book movies,
yeah,
or superhero movies?
That's a good one because I could say Spider-Man, No Way Home. Or I could say Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
For me, go ahead.
Or the latest amazing, the latest Across the Spider-Verse film. No, I would put that third, Guardians, and then No Way Home.
For me, I'd have to say Bullet Train because that's based on a graphic novel.
Oh, okay.
And that was actually really good. And I think that's the best because it was so much fun. And I think the other ones are good. I think with Bullet Train, I like that most because it was more unique. It was outside of the box.
We just talked about excuse me. We just talked about that as our last watch along. So I had more fun doing that one than rewatching Madam Web. I don't know why. I think this is the worst one. I'm enjoying the conversation. I just hate the fact we're rewatching this. Like, I know Mac and I have watched done rewatches in the past.
I'd rather watch
Thanksgiving
Home Alone again.
and Home Alone and the remember we did the Jennifer Stone Christmas movie. We've done that. So I don't know why this
that
one
was
is just,
funnier because at least it had Ned's Declassified in it.
Yeah. So I don't know what I'm so done with this movie.
Yeah, I think for me,
Let's talk about
No Way Home, Mac is probably the best of the decade so far. And then I probably said the Batman, and then
oh yeah,
oh, the Batman,
and then Guardians. Probably
same
my
year.
top three.
Oh, all
Oh
right. I'm
god,
taking Across the Spider-Verse. I'm gonna put Batman. I can't wait for Penguin.
Oh my god, that
I
Penguin,
can't
or
wait for
Penguin show looks so good.
I can't wait for the
be
Batman.
awesome.
I can't wait for the sequel.
Sequel's
Don't
gonna be
forget later
good.
this
now.
Later this year we're getting Joker too.
Oh, I'm so excited for that too.
That-
As much as
that-
people don't want it, I'm excited for it.
Curse, that's my most anticipated movie of the year. It's Joker 2. I cannot
It's gonna be.
wait.
I am hoping it's great. I am hoping it is good. I am really rooting for that movie.
What do y'all think about the new Superman movie? You excited for that next year?
I mean, I'm gonna watch it.
I think it is going to be the most important comic movie to come out since the Avengers.
Really?
I think it, because if this movie's bad, DC is going to have DC might be screwed.
Well, we say they're banking well, actually, technically, the first thing coming out in the James Gunn's DCEU is Creature Commandos in December.
Yeah, but
so
no one's gonna care about that. Like, right? No one's
I'll
gonna
probably
really
watch it. I'll watch it.
No, but like the general public
no,
is not
I don't
gonna
think
really
so.
care.
No,
exactly.
but Superman will probably be. I think you're right because the thing with Superman is that A, this is the first Superman movie we're gonna get in like 12 years, and B,
That's Man of Steel. Yeah.
yeah, and B, this is what DC was banking on, like the big reset with James Gunn. So if this is terrible, then like you're back at where you started with Zack Snyder.
Exactly. So I think, and look, if we're going just based off Gunn's track record, it's probably going to be good, right?
But is it gonna be great?
I don't know if it has to be great. I think it just needs to. I just think it needs to win people over. Like it cannot have a 50 to 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it needs to be at least in the mid to high 70s Rotten Tomatoes, and probably at least 500 to 600 million box office worldwide to really claim it as a success.
My thing when it came to when like James Gunn's going to do Superman, I was like, okay, I'm excited. But I'm like, can his style work with Superman? Like, is this going to be PG-13 or rated R? Do we know that yet?
No, it's PG-13.
It'll be PG-13. Yeah, without a doubt.
I know he can do PG-13 stuff, but I hope there's like that spice of rated R with him.
I think he'll make like the jokes of like what he did in Guardians, if anything,
That Guardians joke when she said when they dropped the F-bomb.
Oh no, the ambulance. Sorry.
Somebody called the ambulance while the man body's still there. Call the damn ambulance.
This whole third act is so stupid. You
just rush everything because she knows how to use her powers now, so it's okay.
It's all coming.
I really thought about this, Matt. Like, what is the worst third act in the comic movie? And it's between this and Fan Four Stick. I don't know which one.
I think there is some kind of like redeeming quality in Fan Four Stick because I think I laughed just as much as that. No, maybe it's a tie between Fan Four and this. I think they're both as bad.
I like how everyone universally agreed. Like, we don't call that Fantastic Four. We just say Fan Four Stick. Everyone is just universally agree like that. That don't deserve the quality of that at all. Like, you know what's funny? I read something about Fan Four Stick that's kind of interesting. Originally, apparently they wanted Galactus to be the villain of the third act of the first movie. What I read.
That would have been even worse.
And then who they got Toby Kebbell to play was going to be Silver Surfer.
That movie
that ruined the director's career.
It really did.
It just straight up like Josh Trank had so much momentum because like I remember he was gonna do a Boba Fett movie with Disney. Like that was like yeah, or then like a lot of behind the scenes drama with him, and he became like I guess I'll say he became a cancer. I guess that's what the reputation of him.
I
And
honestly I feel bad for Josh Trank because well, I do and I don't. I think the failings of Van Forstic have more to do with than just him, right?
it's just I think it's a studio on the
It
writing.
was a studio thing. It was definitely a Josh Trank thing. Like I don't fully let Josh Trank off the hook for that movie.
Oh God, no, no.
Um, but you're right, Mac. I mean, I think Chronicle was one of the most underappreciated movies of the 2010s.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough people saw that movie.
That's a movie we're gonna have to revisit. I
I
feel like
would be
If
down
y'all do
for
a watch
that.
along for that, please invite me.
I
I
think
would.
we should honestly because it's
not
like
even a watch along. I think it would
just
be
a
more like a
review.
discussion based.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
There's,
sure.
and
I'll be in line.
what's sad about that is just after Fan Four, I think so. He just lost that pat. He did Capone, and with the Tom
That
Hardy in
movie
a
sucks.
diaper.
That movie is
Yeah,
terrible.
with Tom Hardy in a diaper, and I guess the next thing was that he was gonna do I guess he's doing a TV show about the FBI with Tom Hardy, but we haven't heard anything about that since 2021. And I think his passion for movies is gone because he deleted his Instagram because I used to follow him, and
Well, I think he got
um,
blacklisted in Hollywood too. I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
gonna say yeah because I remember he said when the whole Snyder thing was going around, the Snyder cut, he was like, "Yeah, I don't want like a cut for the Fan Four Stick movie to come out. Like it just no." But yeah, it just seems like that he's not doing anything anymore.
Unlike David Ayer, who keeps insisting that his Suicide Squad cut gets
That
released.
suit, no matter what, that Suicide Squad movie was doomed to fail from the start. Like
Thank you.
even with the air cut, all it would have done was just added a few scenes. Like it would have not done anything. Now, will I say there's a lot of stuff that was cut? Like if your cut is just stuff that was just chopped out and it's just put back in the movie, that doesn't make your movie like a significant cut. Like with the Snyder cut, that was legit a different movie. Like that's the one time like, okay, I'm fine with that because there was a whole different vision. But like with with the Suicide Squad, it just didn't work. But I don't know. Josh
Hold on,
Trank.
I'm sending something in the chat right now.
I think Kirsten's just sending emails for work. I think she's gonna
Yeah.
get hit on tomorrow's
No,
work.
I don't have. I just saw something on Instagram.
Yep, that is honestly accurate. Yeah,
Oh,
because
let me
right
see
now in
this.
Madam Web, right now they're in the. She had a vision like we're gonna light the whole Pepsi factory on fire to kill the Spider-Man. I mean, the person dressed as Spider-Man cosplay
She think of all this right now, like to
because
set
she
this
had the
whole plan
vision.
up.
She had the vision.
I know she has the vision, but she knew exactly where to put the fireworks, firecrackers, whatever they're called,
Flares,
lighters, sparklers,
flares,
flares. Thank you,
because she had
flares.
the
Thank you. I
vision.
couldn't think of the word.
It's all
I
explained.
know,
She has a vision.
but no,
It's just
she told the girls exactly where. Like you put this one here.
visions, just visions. It's just exactly just visions. But back to better movies. Yeah, Chronicles an awesome movie.
Oh, such a great movie. And
You know that
the decline of Dane DeHaan's character is one of the best in any like comic book
I
movie.
love
Like
Dane DeHaan.
he's so good in that movie.
I was
I'm
sad.
waiting for him to get an Oscar one day. Like I truly
Yeah.
am. I think he has to attend the correct, like the chances. Like I don't know what role it might be one day, but I do definitely believe he has the chances to win an Oscar. That's like how talented I think he is.
Well,
I was
Amazing
sad when
Spider-Man
he
2 ruined his career.
well, no, Valerian did in Cure for
Yeah.
Wellness.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
Christopher Nolan saved him. So putting him in Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah, he wasn't on Bio, I forgot.
He was good in the scenes he was in. Yeah, he was
He
good.
was.
Everybody
Everyone
was
was good.
good.
It was even Roderick from
Yeah,
Guy
and
Rubikins.
Josh Peg, everybody.
You know what's funny with sad thing with Chronicle, I was sad when Michael B. Jordan died when Dan
That was
DeHaan
a
killed him.
really it's it's really sad, that scene. All right, we're getting our big Pepsi ad right here. Not like we had the whole scene with it throughout the entire film when Dakota Johnson's not drinking it. The slow
But
motion shot is my favorite.
Zack Snyder is blushing right now. What if Zack
Oh, yeah.
Snyder directed Madam Web?
What if
Honestly,
Eli Roth directed Madam Web?
Then we'll be rated R.
Might
They
have
all
been
be
better.
paced right now. Yeah, it'd be a Green Inferno, and I'd love that Green Inferno, Madam Web.
I watched that in college. It was like myself,
I did
my
too.
my roommates, and the girl I was dating at the time. We were all watching it. We were all pretty drunk, and we're like, you know what? Let's watch the Green Inferno. So I bought it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It was like $10. It was $10. I was like, you know,
No,
I'm gonna go
why'd
and
you
buy it.
buy it? Well, to be fair, I paid to see it once in theaters, but I at least don't own it. I think that movie is trash.
We were enjoying because I think we were all, just really drunk. We all enjoyed the death scenes, even some of the grosser ones. But I didn't mind it, Kirsten. I thought it was okay for an Eli Roth movie. I enjoyed
I
it.
thought it was his perfect styling of it
The
because I thought the movie
ADR in this
was
right now is so bad. In
the
this
movie
scene. Oh my God.
the movie was like weirdly funny in a morbid way, especially when there's so many scenes you're just like, what the hell is, especially when the girl had like diarrhea in the cage. That was funny.
That's so messed
I
up. I get it.
I am now I'm really mesmerized by the movie now with this whole scene. Don't you realize now that all the characters in the movie don't have a costume except the villain?
Because they haven't evolved yet. They haven't hit their
Yeah.
final Madam Web
They haven't become a
creation.
Oh, here
team.
comes that Celeste O'Connor's skating skills.
Oh, Jesus. And yep, there you go.
You know, she
Did you
can
get
skateboard.
it's symbolism because they defeated him even before they had power. So I think this is the one time the villain actually played himself because, like I said, you got screwed by these girls. You're like, they're gonna have powers and then defeat me. You got your ass kicked by these three girls who didn't even have their powers yet. They're at their weakest, and you still lost. You deserve your failure, sir. And okay. I think I'm a little like a minute ahead with this scene where she astral projects herself to save all three of the girls. That's like, okay. I think I was alone in the theater. I died laughing. I had tears in my eyes, just laughing my ass off.
Oh, y'all still watching it? I started watching Endgame. I'm sorry.
Watch
You
that
know,
instead of this.
what's funny is that I wouldn't even be surprised if someone posted this whole movie on YouTube and they did not flag it.
They're like,
You
whoop.
know what? Let me see if someone actually did that. Let me see.
I checked. I didn't see. I
Part
think
one, part two.
well, people did it on Twitter. There's like I think someone uploaded the whole movie on Twitter.
Oh wait,
Oh,
here we go. Here comes the P. Here comes the Pepsi.
Oh, Jesus, this movie.
I want a Pepsi now.
The moment we all been waiting for.
I didn't mention you in the baby shower. We were mentioning how Pepsi is like a big sponsor of this movie. At the baby shower, this Dakota Johnson was holding that Pepsi screen, that Pepsi like
She was
logo
holding a
facing,
Pepsi Coke. Yeah, at the baby shower thing. Yeah.
making sure that logo and that lettering hit that camera so hard. I'm like, oh my goodness. Who would you have casted besides Dakota Johnson as Cassie? Who do you think would have probably maybe fit the role better?
That's a good question.
I say Zoe Deschanel.
That's not a bad one.
Yeah, that's not bad. If you're looking for someone even more awkward than Dakota Johnson, maybe like an Aubrey Plaza.
You see, but Aubrey Plaza, I want her to be Raven so bad in Teen Titans.
I don't know if Aubrey Plaza's ever going to do a comp. Well, she's already going to be in an MCU project later this year.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I don't know, Matt, because it's like who thinks about fan casting of Madam Web?
That's true.
I don't. What a lame death. This
Yeah,
is
killed
just.
by a Pepsi, man. I want a Pepsi now.
We should have
And
all
now
gotten a Pepsi to drink.
Coke's better.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
He means Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I know.
Coke kids.
Also, it's funny because I was like, I knew Madam Web goes blind, so I'm like, okay, how are they gonna explain her going blind? And
It's so dumb.
we get to see her origin story of how she gets blind. She gets freaking fastballed by a fireball underwater.
I was waiting for Ron Burgundy to come out and be like, "I'm blind."
Ah! And like oh my god, she looks so like we're just gonna skip to the end too. She looks so ridiculous in that costume with the her Madam Web drip, I guess.
This episode better be called Madam Web Drip.
Madam Web drip. Watch Madam Web drip. What she obtained her drip with the costume. And like the fact that there wasn't an end credit scene that really tells me that they knew this movie was not going to do well. I think
There was no
Sony,
faith.
yeah, I think Sony, I think they should have released this movie back in January because at least it would have probably made some money. Because what else came out in January that could have?
The Oscar movies. And then in January we had Night Swim.
Oh God.
Nobody saw that. We had Mean Girls, which people didn't
God.
see. And then there was Beekeeper, so people were watching stuff. It just wouldn't be Madam Web.
Yeah.
I realized the
Mac, I
Beekeeper
don't think it would have mattered what month this movie came out in.
People
August.
weren't going to see it.
Yeah.
That's what's funny too. Is like the Morbius people were like, "Yeah, we can't even defend this movie. We're done, guys. Sorry." And
I
now
do
she's
want to.
blind.
Now she's blind. I do want to say
At
though.
least we saved her.
I do want to say though that I think it's very impressive. Going back to talking about good movies, uh, what Inside Out 2 was done in like 9 days in the
Thank
box
God.
office is incredible. I mean, it beat Dune 2's box office total in 9 days. That's insane. Um, they'll probably hit 1 billion by the time we get to July, which is next Monday, or very close to it. This whole scene is just so cheesy.
Oh, this stupid, stupid scene. Let's make it so sentimental. Oh my God. What did we learn from this movie, everybody, from watching it? Nothing. We all learned
Exactly
nothing.
nothing.
What moral lessons are in Madam Web?
Nothing.
Hold on. Lessons in Madam Web movie. Let's see what the commonsense.com has to say. That's my favorite to read.
Common sense. Oh, she's in the wheelchair. She's in the Madam Webmobile.
I thought we were getting a Doctor Strange cameo right here.
It does look like a Doctor Strange. I think Dakota's just smiling because she's like, "Yes, this piece of shit's over. I can be free now." She's like, and they're all living together. Like we're all friends now.
This was definitely like the last day of filming.
Okay, positive
Oh, yeah.
messages. There's positive messages.
It's
in
over.
It, a lot. Clearly stated messages of empowerment that are emphasized by the story. The power of your mind has infinite potential. No matter what the path you're on, your future can always be changed. When you accept great responsibility, you'll find great power. That's just freaking Spider-Man.
Didn't they try to quote that in this movie? If
You
or am I
are
tripping?
strong. You are more capable than you know to see the future clearly. You have to heal your past. What past?
Don't worry, guys. We're gonna get a montage of them being spider people that we'll never see again.
Oh my God. Positive role models. They gave Dakota Johnson 4 stars for it or something. Cassie is a first responder. That's one. But really?
We'll never see these characters again.
Nope.
Never.
You know what the sad thing? You know what I would do out of pity?
Goodbye.
You know what a pity? I would just get them to voice their characters in the next Spider-Verse movie just to throw them a bone. Like, here, this is actually good. We promise you. As I look out this window, because this is the last day of filming, and I will never have to see these people ever again. Look at the costume. Like, what is that?
So are these girls still kidnapped or?
Yes, they're
Yes,
all
they're
living together
technically
now.
still kidnapped.
That doesn't even look like Dakota Johnson. They just said, "Hey,
No,
throw on these pit vipers, and we'll just put." We never saw like what a cock teaser. Like, yeah, this is gonna get them back in theaters. Like, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll probably do a sequel if it does well." This did not do well. This movie did not do well.
no.
Can we? I'm gonna get the box office totals real quick for this movie.
Oh, I got it.
Wasn't like 100 million straight.
This was like one of the movies where it did not like reach number one at the box office,
At
just like
all.
Fantastic Four.
I think it was like dead last.
Madam
This
Web.
made $100.3 million out of its budget, ranging between 80 to $100 million.
Well, at
Oh
least
my
it made
god,
100.
they filmed it in my home state of Massachusetts. Oh boy,
Are you proud, Mac?
I have to apologize. We gave y'all the holdover, so we're okay. Um, yeah.
That was Madam Web.
And fun fact, Dakota Johnson was not surprised by the film's reception, and she felt it was unlikely that she would make another superhero film after Madam Web believing that she did not make sense in that world. There you go.
All
Well,
right.
that was Madam Web.
That
It's
was
10
another journey.
that was 10:14. Guys, the your second viewing of Madam Web. What'd you think about it?
I liked our conversations.
Oh yeah, the conversation was much better than the movie.
So I guess that's it. And then me finding this meme of Zendaya just like
Rod,
bored out of her mind. I
Rod, how
put in the
did
chat.
Rod, how did this journey go for you for the second time?
Uh, yeah. Um,
That's a broken man right there, folks.
We're all broken.
I think this movie, like you said it earlier, like the more you watch it, the more flaws you find with it. And I even had the volume off a few times just because I couldn't stand some of the dialogue in this movie.
It's
Mhm.
there's no care in it, which really, really sucks. And don't even care. I had the volume on as we were doing this stuff, and as we were talking and stuff, but I just hardly paid attention to what the characters were really, really saying. So seeing this for the second time, it just makes me angry that it doesn't make me want to care about anything for it.
It is very like it. That's the thing. Even with something like I mentioned, Morbius was fun because it's like every time you watch it, it's just funny to watch it. Madam Web, you're just like, I'm not watching this more than twice, and like you cannot pay me money to watch this again.
Mm-hmm. Or hopefully we don't have to watch it again or anytime soon. So
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I'm
so
done. But yeah, I think
we put our guest enough torture.
I'm all done because I am tired. I want to eat something, and I got to use the bathroom like bad. Yeah, I have to take a Madam Web. Not
Oh
joking.
gosh.
But yeah, no, this has been another episode. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Rod, thank you so much for coming by. We will get you on for a better episode. I promise you, because this is not,
We
this is
tortured
not,
you
this is,
twice now.
yeah.
Oh, listen, hey,
Rod,
I appreciate you guys having me on. This was good, just a good little 2 hour break away from our
Reality.
personal lives, just to go and talk and shit on a movie for a little bit or crap on a movie for a little bit. This was
Oh,
good.
and give our best to your co-host Ben on his wedding. That's
I will.
fabulous. Did you
I will.
go?
I had some family stuff to
Oh, I'm so sorry.
to
Well,
take care of, so yeah, unfortunately I
oh, I'm
couldn't make
so
it.
sorry. Well, give Ben our best and congratulations. We are both very happy for him.
I will. I will.
where could the good folks find you at, Rod?
Yeah, I've kind of taken a break from Instagram for a little bit, but you can still find me on the Cinema Gallery. Um, my profile is still with Kevin Feige and Dakota Johnson and Robert Downey Jr. That's
That's a You gotta delete that photo now.
Yeah,
that's
honestly.
that's the Cinema Gallery with three L's. And then Ben and I are gonna start recording again probably next week, or whenever this episode comes out. I'm not sure when this is coming out, but Ben and I, as of this recording, are gonna start recording again next week. So
Good.
you can catch me on the Family Film Podcast with my good friend Benjamin Saunders. Uh, we've yeah, we're looking forward to getting back to recording again. We kind of took a little hiatus because of my stuff, and then he got married, so we're getting back in the group of things here a lot of part of the
Everybody
summer.
needs a break sometimes. You
Yeah.
got to regroup and you got to rethink the vision board. Sometimes you need some mental health, which we're big advocates of on the show, and family first and all that stuff. So
I'm not gonna
do
lie,
what
this
you
was
got to do.
much
And
needed time away. So I agree.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're always welcome. You're always welcome to my man.
and yes, you have a lot of support. So we got your back. So
I
we're
appreciate
happy
y'all.
to see you and then back in business. So
Yeah. And of course, you can find us on our sites. All everyone's links will be in the description below. Make sure you join us for the next episode. It's gonna be a
which will
good one.
be on an exclusive, and we got Hitman coming up.
Yeah, the Glenn Powell movie that Kristen has been begging me to talk about for almost a month now. So it's gonna be fun time.
And it's great.
It's gonna be
Great.
fun times all around. But until next time, I've been Mac. This has been Kristen, and this has been our special guest Rod. We will see you all in the next episode. Peace.
Bye.